Yes, this is your F1 Live Barcelona Grand Prix FP1 watch along. Oh, wow. Start the race weekend. It starts right here. What are we going to expect? Well, I'm expecting the Mercedes to be back on top, to be honest. But also, big news just coming out right now. Pierre Gasly is going to be reinstated as P3 for the Monaco Grand Prix. Yes, their right to review, Alpine's right to review, has worked out for Pierre Gasly. Pierre Gasly is going to be reinstated, so Alpine do get a podium. P3 in Monaco. As for everybody else who got speeding penalties at the Monaco Grand Prix, well, they didn't put in a right to review. My understanding is George Russell, unlucky. Lewis Hamilton didn't really make a difference for his race, actually. McLaren, Oscar Piastri also got a penalty, and so did Franco Colapinto, but it doesn't change for anybody else. But Pierre Gasly will be reinstated as P3, which means Hadjar loses his podium down to P4. And basically everyone who would finish 3, 4, 5, and 6 all go down a place. Pierre Gasly finished on track P3, but finished P7 because of those penalties, which have now been revoked. So, yeah, Pierre Gasly probably a little bit happier than he was before, but we'll get into it properly tonight on tonight's F1 News at 7:30 GMT. But there it is. Quick bit of news. Yes, chat. Ben's in the house. Flatlander. For me, Scott. The mesh is in. Scooby Sim Racing. Scoob Sim Racing's in the house. Rod F1 fans in the house. Yeah, it's but yeah, big news day. But this is all about Barcelona, baby. It's our first look. Let me just tweak this. It's our first look at well, Ferrari's new upgrade, their new front wing. Let's see if that's made a big difference. Ha! I have a green plan says time up to reinstate Lewis a championship then. I don't think that's going to happen, unfortunately. Yes, Russ Palmer! In with the super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you. Really appreciate that, Russ. Quali, Kimi, Max, Lando. And then for the race, Max, Kimi, George, Dipstick, Albon. And what is Russ Palmer talking about? Well, let me show you. So we have been doing some, what's going on here? Barcelona predictions. Weekend predictions for this Grand Prix. Russ Palmer's got straight in there. Qualifying, he thinks it's going to be Kimi P1, Max P2, Lando P3. And for the race, Max Verstappen get his first race in a Red Bull this year. Then Kimi P2, George P3, Dipstick, Albon. Who's going to be a driver of the weekend, Russ? So those are my predictions on the screen right now. I've got my qualifying predictions up. It's George Russell, I think, is going to come back fighting this weekend. And if he's ever going to do it, it's now or never. So I've got George Russell P1, Kimi Antonelli P2, Max Verstappen P3 for qualifying. And for the race, something a little different. I've got George Russell P1. I think he's going to win this weekend. I think he has to respond to Kimi Antonelli's 5 wins on the trot. I think George has got to come out fighting. So I've got George Russell P1, Max Verstappen P2. So we're not a million miles away from each other, Russ. And I've got Lewis Hamilton. Another podium for him. P3. My dipstick of the weekend, Franco Colapinto. And my driver of the weekend, Arvid Lindblad. Those are my predictions. But of course, get your predictions in. Top 3 qualifying, race podium, dipstick of the weekend, and driver of the weekend. Get your predictions in the chat. You've still got time. We're only in practice, so get those predictions in for your. And once you've logged them in the chat, they're there. They're in, and we can verify them should you get it right. No one's ever got, I don't think. It's a tall order. Got the top 3 qualifying right, plus the race podium, right? Plus dipstick of the weekend and driver of the weekend. I don't think anybody's got all of those predictions right. It's a tall order to get those predictions right. Yeah, Rod, you got yours in on the Wednesday night show, where we actually have our preview show for the Grand Prix on Wednesday nights before the Grand Prix weekend. But there's still time to get your predictions in. Thank you so much, Russ, for your super chat. Very much appreciated. If you want to get super chats in, you can. All super chats guaranteed to be read out live on air. Why do people super chat? Well, it means that you can ask a question, share an opinion, back your team, or just be part of the show, because all super chats are guaranteed to be read out on air. Like, you don't have to do a super chat, obviously. It's there for you if you want to use it. But do get your predictions in. So yeah, it's we've got a load of content for you this weekend. Today, obviously, right now you're watching the FP1 Barcelona Live FP1 watch along. We do have all the live data that you could want. We have obviously live track, mini track, and commentary, and we get to discuss stuff as it goes, as it happens. So you're in the right place for your FP1 watch along. The only reason why we've not got the data on the screen right now is because we don't get the data till about 15 minutes before the session starts. So in about 10 minutes time, we'll be loading up all that data for you. So don't worry. I promised you live track data. We will have it. We've also got race control messages. We've got track limits. We've got radio transcripts. And we bring those in and out throughout the watch along. And the watch alongs last weekend in Monaco were just brilliant. And what we're going to do today as well for this watch along is we will have our immediate predictions, which will be fastest lap predictions to the nearest 3 decimal places for this session. Plus, who's going to be next in the wall. Obviously, not many walls in Barcelona, but who, bins their car, basically. Who's next to put their car out of the race or out of the session. So, live chat predictions for this session. Fastest lap to 3 decimal places. Next in the wall. Name your driver. Yes, Gemma, Queen in the chat. Ron White, Ivor Greenplant, Scooby's in there. Brian's in the house. Yes, Brian, good to have you with us. And if you are watching for the first time, just get in the chat. Say hello. Tell us where you're watching from. I love seeing new names in the chat. And I think we're like 4 subscriptions off 15,500. So let me just check. No, 15,000. Yeah, so we're 6 off 15,400. So if you are brand new, subscribe to the channel, get in the chat, come and say hello. But you are in the right place if you're a Formula 1 fan. Daily live news, 7:30 GMT, and of course, Grand Prix weekends watch-alongs. And I've got some fun facts about the Barcelona Grand Prix, if you're interested. So some fun facts. What we got? Lap length, 4.657 kilometres. Race distance, 66 lap race. Current race lap record holder is Oscar Piastri with a 1:15.743. That might help you with your fastest time predictions for this session. Most driver wins, Sir Lewis Hamilton and Michael Schumacher tied on 6 wins each. Most team wins, Ferrari, 8 wins here, and 14 corners, 2 sort of DRS zones or straight line mode zones on this track. Ryan Cheeseman's in the house. Gasly P3. Yes, I was just talking about it. Breaking news in the Formula 1 paddock right now. Gasly reinstated with his podium. He finished on track P3, relegated to P7 because of his speeding infringements in the Monaco pit lane, which have been overturned, which is great news. And we'll go into it fully tonight on the Formula 1 news show. But basically what it comes down to is the timing loop that Formula 1 management set up at Monaco was 77 centimetres out, which meant that Gasly was not speeding. 77 centimetres, that's less than a metre. But because of that, Gasly's time, his measured time in the pit lane was incorrect, which means Gasly gets reinstated. And he wasn't the only driver. There was 5 drivers in total with speeding lane infringements, but none of the other teams put in a right to review. So their situation is not going to change. Poor George Russell. He gets a speeding lane infringement, says on his team radio, we'll deal with it after the race, let's not serve it. Then the team are forced to do a drive-through penalty because he didn't serve his 5-second penalty, ultimately cost him any points whatsoever, dropped down to P13 in Monaco. What a disaster. And then Mercedes don't put in a protest or right to review for George Russell's penalty. And if they had, what would have happened? Because by not serving that 5-second penalty during his pit stop, which is, as the rules say, if you've been given a 5-second penalty, you have to serve it in the pits, or you will be served a drive-through penalty, which George Russell ultimately served. I mean, what a mess that is. And if Mercedes had put in a right to review because of their initial infringement, what would that have meant for Mercedes? George Russell would have got a podium. So yeah, a bloody nightmare. Oh no, he would have got, where did he finish on track? Was it 4th? So yeah, he would have scored points. So actually, Gasly's talking about it now. First time I've seen him smile this weekend. Yeah, he's delighted. He is delighted. He does. His podium stands 15 points for Alpine, which is great for Alpine, isn't it? Yeah, great for Alpine. Gemma, Queen of the Chat, says, I posted a pic of the Audi F1 car in the community tab on here for everyone. Looks great in person. Gemma, out there, hobnobbing with the Audi F1 team, were you, Gemma? Yeah, we have the Discord, Ben. Link is in the video description if you want to join our Discord. Ivor Greenplant says, if they had all protested, nothing would have been done, as the FIA look like idiots. And it's true. The one thing that really surprised me about Alpine's protest, right to review, was that Formula One management basically admitted their error. When do we ever see that? When do we see FOM admitting their error? And you're right, Ivor, would they have done that if everyone, all 5 drivers who got their infringements, their pit lane speeding infringements? I don't know whether FOM would have been able to, whether they would have taken a different stance. But on this occasion, yeah, they actually backed Alpine's claim, provided evidence which validated their complaint. FOM never do that. So yeah, all of that. Maybe Flavio Briatore went in there and threatened them. Maybe Flavio Briatore jumped in and threatened them. I don't know. You know, Flavio Briatore is a little bit wide, isn't he? Well, pure speculation and rumour. I'm not accusing him of it. I'm just throwing out that maybe Flavio, you know, went in there and banged his fist on the desk. I don't know, but it worked out great for Pierre Gasly. At least some justice for Alpine. Yeah, Ben Roth with a super chat. Crikey, the speed trap turned in on me. George Russell again. Everything's turning in on George Russell. But yeah, he was the biggest loser of that situation. Definitely the biggest loser of the Monaco speed trap situation. Do you feel sorry for George in that situation? I know a lot of people don't really like George Russell, but I have to say I do feel sorry for him in that situation because, you know, he lost a lot of points. He would have got points. And it was all about FOM's measured difference between point A and point B. 77 centimetres out. Gemma, high on caffeine today. Gemma, are you hobnobbing with the Audi team then right now? Where are you? How did you get that footage of the Audi F1 car? Brilliant though. That's what I love about this community. You're out and about. You get the chance to get a little bit of footage, real live footage of the F1 cars. Been able to post it. Brilliant. I love it. Yes, Joel Jack in the house. Flatlander's in the house. Are you saying white is he? Saying why did... Are you saying why... Hang on, I think I'm going to change this latency. I can't. Are you saying why did Gasly get his podium back in Monaco? Guy for Green Plant, George just looks smug in his pics. Yeah, it was honestly the long and the short of it is that the FOM who do all the timings for every single race circuit, and then the stewards obviously respond to the data they have in front of them, but it's FOM who set up all these timing loops. At Monaco, the timing loop they set up for the pit lane speed measurement was 77 centimeters out, which meant that Pierre Gasly was not speeding, and I would say that neither was anyone else. I mean, it was so weird. I mean, the clue was in the fact that 5 drivers got caught speeding in the pit lane. I can't remember. Like, it just doesn't happen. As soon as you get beyond 3 or 4, you're going, hang on, there's something not right here. And there was obviously something wrong. So yeah, it was a good result. It's a great result for Alpine. I like to see the midfield teams get an odd result on the podium. It's good for the sport. Yes, we've got track timings now. So let me take you around the screen. Let me take you around the screen to show you what we've got. Track time is coming in live. So we've got a track. I'm just letting the track timing catch up. I love this. The data is coming in nice and clean. 10 seconds to wait. And I can take you around the screen to explain to you what data you get live as we are doing this watch along. Yeah, for me, Scott Judd did get a speeding fine in practice, €100. But was he speeding? Okay. Track timing. This is what we've got. So you've got all the drivers. They're not colour-coded. I don't know why they do this. Whenever we start getting data for every Grand Prix, FP1, we never get the colours for the drivers. That will improve. By the time tomorrow comes for FP3, it'll be fine. So what you get on your screen, you get all the drivers, tyres are on, laps are on, best lap, last lap, the interval between the drivers, and then we have sectors 1, 2, and 3. Now, this is really important because those sectors are broken down into mini sectors. Those mini sectors are color-coded. If the mini sector is yellow, it means that driver has not improved. If the mini sector goes green, it means it's that driver's personal best. And obviously, if the mini sector goes purple, well, that means fastest of all. We also got a bit more data as well. We can tell you what gear each car is in, what RPM each engine is pulling, and the speed as well. Yeah, so old guy chat, Hadjar loses his P3. Yeah, because Hadjar on track finished P4, didn't he? So Pierre Gasly on track finished P3. He only was relegated to P7 because of his 10 seconds worth of penalties for speeding in the pit lane. Well, now those have been overturned, Pierre Gasly's on-track finishing position stands, which means Pierre Gasly gets P3 and Isaac Hadjar is demoted to P4. That is how it works, ladies and gentlemen, for the overturning of Pierre Gasly's penalties in Monaco. Yes, Daryl's in the house. Maximus is in the house. Love the track facts. Thanks for that. Yes, Maximus. I've got a few. And don't forget, by the way, whilst we've got the track facts, we've also got... You've got time to get your prediction. We're doing 2 different predictions. You've got time to get your weekend predictions in, which are... here. So get your weekend predictions in the chat. We're looking for your top 3 in qualifying. We're looking for your race podium. We're looking for who's going to be your dipstick of the weekend, who's going to have an absolute stinker, and of course your driver of the weekend predictions. Get in the chat, tell me yours. And that's for your weekend predictions. But also for this session, we have session predictions as well, where we are looking for fastest lap of the session. And who's going to be next in the wall? Obviously, Barcelona doesn't have that many walls. Who's going to basically put their car out in this session? So fastest lap predictions to the nearest 3 decimal places. That's for this session. And also next in the wall, get your predictions in the chat. We've got all sorts going on today, of course. If you want a reminder what my weekend predictions are, here they are. I've got George Russell to qualify pole this weekend. I've got Kimi Antonelli, P2, qualifying P2. And I've got Max Verstappen to qualify P3. My race predictions are George Russell, P1, Max Verstappen, P2, Lewis Hamilton, P3. I just feel that Kimi Antonelli is going to have some sort of maybe a minor incident, which may drop him down to P4, P5. He's been running so well. He's had no mechanical problems. He's had no race incidents. I just feel that maybe this is the weekend that George Russell out-qualifies him. He's got to bring his best to do it. And maybe Kimi Antonelli has some sort of mechanical problem. So, dipstick of the weekend, I've got Franco Colapinto. I feel he's due a mistake. I feel Franco is... I'm not wishing it on him because credit where it's due. Massive improvements from him in the Alpine. Pierre Gasly did reassert himself as a number 1 driver in the Alpine, getting that podium in Monaco. But I feel Franco might be due one of his, rookie errors this weekend. And my driver of the weekend prediction, Arvid Lindblad. He's been impressive, hasn't he? He just impresses me every race. Big smile on his face, racing hard from P15 to P6 at Monaco. Yes, he was fortunate with, he's P7 now, actually, because now Pierre Gasly's been reinstated. That means Arvid Lindblad finished P7 and Liam Lawson finished P6 because they all shifted. By the way, Arvid Lindblad has been impressive for me, and I think this might be a weekend where he gets a moment. It's a great track, Barcelona. It separates the men from the boys. But those are my predictions for this weekend. But get your weekend predictions in. Yes, reach me. Anybody started? Not yet. Not yet. The session starts in 8 minutes' time. So 8 minutes' time, cars out on track. For me, Scott, based on Gasly's brand new bubbly disposition, I'm naming him the wildcard driver of the weekend. It's true that actually he could be driver of the weekend, couldn't he, Pierre Gasly? Now he's buzzing again. He's got his podium back. First time I've seen him smile since he finished the race in Monaco. He's buzzing. He could be. You could be right. He could be carrying that momentum through into FP1. Yeah, Flatlander. I'm giving... Listen, Stroll is getting a pass at the moment. He's driving an absolute bag of spanners in the Aston Martin. Lance Stroll gets a pass for me for dipstick of the weekend. Ben Ross got the same dipstick. Going with Colapinto. 6 rookies in FP1. Yeah, that's true. We've got 6 rookies in FP1 in this session. I do like Aaron, actually. Paul Aaron looks like a decent rookie, doesn't he? Browning in the Williams, also taking part in FP1. Iwasa. I think some of the drivers, though, find it a bit of an irritant having to field the rookies. But every team does have to field 2 rookies per driver each season. But it is good. How are they going to get experience in the F1 cars if they don't do it? But it is a first look at some of these drivers, isn't it? Paul Tutts is in the house. Good afternoon, buddy. I see you. Reinhardt says it's so weird how they let the whole thing go through. Let somebody get a podium and then say, no, you didn't really get it. Well, yeah, because they're not... Unless somebody complains, they let it ride, don't they? Classic FOM. They don't want problems, obviously. They don't want to have to admit that they've made a mistake. Formula management at its best. But yeah, I'm interested to see how the rookies do, actually, in this session. I'm not around for FP2. The schedule for this weekend just so you know, is this. Today, covering FP1 with all live data. Then, obviously, tonight I'm back for today's Formula 1 news. Probably dominated a lot by what happens in free practice today. Plus, also, the fallout from Pierre Gasly's being reinstated for his P3 finish in Monaco. But F1 news tonight will be live, fully interactive, 7:30 GMT. Tomorrow, I'm around all day. FP3. 11 o'clock GMT. Qualifying is going to be a good session. 2:30 GMT. The race, 1:30 GMT on Sunday. And then, of course, we'll be having our regular news slot. Formula 1 news at 7:30 GMT on Sunday. Yes, Scooby. Listen to Scooby. He's absolutely right. Hit the like button. There's loads on here. Smash a like on the video. It does make a big difference to the success of the stream. And also, if you've just found us, welcome. This is F1 Grandstand. Obviously, we have race watch long weekends. You've got it right now. But we do have Formula 1 news daily, 7:30 GMT, plus breaking news videos too. So get in the chat. Tell us where you're watching from. Smash a like on the video. It makes a big difference to the success of the channel. And also, subscribe. And that way you can get in the chat and tell us your predictions. Predictions we're looking for this session are fastest lap to the three decimal places. No one's ever got this right. You could be the first. You could be the first to predict in a session the fastest lap to 3 decimal places. No one's got it right. It's very difficult to do. And also next in the wall, it could be you. And also Jim, F1 engineer, our resident Formula 1 engineer, is in the chat. He's put some links up there to our F1 Grandstand league. It's a bit like a fantasy league. Well, it is a fantasy league. Jim set it up. One of our moderators. Thanks, Jim. Check it out. He's got the links in the chat right now. I know we're halfway through the season, but still fun. Get involved in the F1 Grandstand League. Well, not long now until we get to see who's quick at Barcelona. Are we going to see who's quick? I mean, my predictions are Mercedes are going to be quick. So Russ Palmer in with the first prediction. He's going with Kimi with a 112.100. A 112.100. I'm going to have to do my prediction, actually. What do I think? So my lap prediction in this section, this session, I don't think anyone's going to be out on the softs. They're probably going to be running medium tyres, hard tyres, maybe long sessions. I don't think it's going to be one of the rookies. Let's put it that way. And let's just have a quick look. So what was the fastest pole time? The pole time in 2025 was Oscar Piastri with a 1:11.546. The race lap record was a 1:15.743. Also Oscar Piastri for 25. I'm going to go with, in this session, I think we're going to be in the 1:14s. So fastest lap this session. Oh, I'm so slow. This session, I'm going with a 1:14. 1:14. 1:14.756 is my fastest lap prediction. And next in the wall in FP1, I think one of the rookies. Imagine if one of the rookies puts it in the wall now. Vesti, Aaron. We've not had a rookie in FP1 put it in the wall, have we, for a while? I'm going to go, sorry, Paul. I'm going Paul Aaron. Okay, those are my predictions. Fastest lap this session, a 1:14.756. In the wall. Sorry, buddy, I'm going with Aaron. Look, I've chosen a rookie as next in the wall. Don't hate me. Yeah, Sean Kiston. Kimi's not in this session. Vesti's driving the Merc. Yeah, that's true. Oh, Thad's gone with Lando with the fastest lap of 1:15.871. And in the wall, Behrman. Yeah, Ben Roth, get your fastest. So what we're doing is we're just doing some fastest lap predictions for this session, and also who you think's next in the wall. Who's going to put their car? Who's going to put the car out? Those are the predictions we're looking for before the session starts. Get them in. Information on screen right now. Fastest lap, and also your fastest lap has to be to 3 decimal places. Nobody has got it right ever. In all the times we've been doing fastest lap predictions per session, nobody has predicted it to 3 decimal places. Could you be the first to do it? It'll be awesome if you could. Okay, track's open. Guys out on track. Everyone's out. So let me take you around the screen if you have just joined us. 165 of you on here right now. You're going to want to know what you're looking at. Right below me is live track with real-time data. The cars on track is exactly as the cars are out on track in the real world. Plus, we've got all the data you could want. So all the drivers listed to the right of the screen. Then the tyres that they're running, how many laps they've run, their last lap, their best lap, the interval between the cars. Then we have our sectors 1, 2, and 3. They're broken down into mini sectors. Those mini sectors are color coded. What those colors are, if the mini sector is yellow, it means that driver has not improved. If the mini sector goes green, it means that driver's fastest time. If the mini sector goes purple, it means fastest time of all. Then we've got the gear that the cars are currently in, the RPM the engines are pulling, and the speed of the cars. Everything you could want. And is that Browning? Is that Browning that stalled on? Williams stalled in the pit lane. Harsh Gaming's in the house. Can anyone tell me how I can watch F1 for free on any website? Well, as far as I know, you have to subscribe to F1 or Sky Sports or wherever your region is. More than that, I couldn't possibly offer a solution. But there may be one out there. Oroloco's in with a Verstappen with a 112. A 135. Verstappen. That's a quick time. Considering the fastest lap last year in the pole time was 111, but the fastest lap in race trim was a 115. Both by Oscar Piastri. Fastest lap, Antonelli. Antonelli's not in this session, Jim. But in the wall, Ocon. Is Ocon in this session? Yes, he is. Yeah, Antonelli's not in this session. Behrman. But your time still stands, though, Jim. Your time is still valid. What we're looking for is your fastest lap prediction to 3 decimal places and who's next in the wall, which is what we refer to who bins the car, basically. Who do you think might bin the car next? In the wall, Behrman. To get your predictions in. And if you are watching right now, do smash a big thumbs up on the stream if you're going to enjoy it. Get involved, get interactive, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. As soon as you subscribe, you can get in the chat. You can get involved in our little games, our prediction games. And plus, it's a really great community. Honestly, you won't regret it. We have live news every day, 7:30 GMT, and of course the race watch alongs every single Grand Prix weekend. This is FP1. This is F1 live for your Barcelona Grand Prix for FP1, and you're very welcome here. CJ, Hamilton's not in the car, so I don't need to watch. Yeah, but you can get involved and have some fun, CJ. Bogdanovich in Hamilton's car. Iwasa in the Red Bull. Another one of your rookies. Vesti in the Mercedes, driving Kimi Antonelli's Mercedes. Browning in the Williams, driving Alexander Albon's Williams. George Russell. Yeah, I think Russell's probably quite pleased that he's getting some practice in. Hey, Mud. Yeah, thank you. F1 TV. Who's in LH's car? Bogdanovic is running in Lewis's car right now. A lot of rookies out on track. Let me tell you who's in there. So, Bogdanovic is in the Ferrari. Iwasa in the Red Bull. Aaron in the Audi. Vesti in the Mercedes. And Browning in the Williams. Plenty of rookies out on track. Might be the one time that we see that Williams of Browning putting in a shift, because actually, speaking of Browning, he's done quite a few FP1s. I like him as a driver. Would he replace one of the main drivers? Like if Sainz leaves Williams, would they give Browning a shot? Maybe. Because I think that conversation, Carlos Sainz and Williams, is a big one. I don't think Williams keep Carlos Sainz next year. And if Fernando Alonso's not in that Aston Martin next year, I think we could see Aston Martin moving for Carlos Sainz, actually. Oh, Wiz is in with his prediction of 1:15.281. And in the wall, next, Lawson. Shepard's in the house. Yes, hi F1 Grandstand. I caught up with the recent live you did regarding the Horner Ferrari possibility. Interesting. Who knows exactly what will happen? One can understand why Lawrence is angry at Aston Martin. Yes, Shepard, they can. If I was Lawrence Stroll right now, I would be furious. I mean, the amount of money I've spent, I brought in one of the greatest engine manufacturers in the history of the sport. I brought in Adrian Newey. I built them a new factory. I built them a new wind tunnel simulator. I'm going to want a better return for my money than running at the back. Well, Adrian Newey's promised a new Aston Martin for Spa, which is, 17th to 19th of July, which is 6 weeks away. Put all the pressure on Honda, by the way, because he needs Honda to deliver on their additional upgrade opportunity. At least the first one. They've got two. And try and improve that power unit. He wants it all to come together as one package. So Honda under immense pressure to deliver an upgrade for Belgium, for the Spa Grand Prix. Can they do it? I don't know. That's a tall order, especially when Lewis Hamilton says, well, we at Ferrari are going to take probably 10 months to actually bring a better engine and to really take, get the most out of our additional upgrade opportunity for our engine. So I don't know how they're going to do it. It's a tall order, isn't it? And if you are watching right now, of course, you're in the right place. This is F1 Grandstand. Let me take you on the screen. Live track with live data. All those cars are mirroring exactly what's happening on track in Barcelona right now. All the drivers, tells you what tyres they're running. Also, last lap, best lap, the interval, sectors 1, 2, and 3, all colour-coded. You can see that if it's yellow, it means that driver's not improved. If it's green, it means they're on a personal best. If it's purple, it means fastest of all. We've got the gears that each car is in. We've got the RPM each engine is pulling. And, of course, the speed of each car. You are in the right place. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do it, because live news every day. You can get in the chat, get interactive. It's the best F1 community. I promise you that. Give us a try. Come on in. The water's warm and you are very, very welcome here. Do smash a big thumbs up on the video though. If you're watching right now, makes a big difference. It's one of those things, right? It's how YouTube then goes, people are enjoying this, and then push it out. So we really rely on people to, if you are enjoying it, to put a big thumbs up on the video, if you wouldn't mind. Paul Tutti, completely agree. Points aside, Russell needs a win on Sunday to steady himself mentally, I feel. I would say that's absolutely bang on assessment for George Russell. This is the weekend that he needs to show that he's quickest, or even if it's just for this weekend. He needs to get a result against Antonelli. And I was thinking about this. What Russell, if Antonelli is the young pretender, well, Russell's the old hand. He needs to lean into his experience and his wisdom that he's gained over his last 7 or 8 years in Formula One. He needs to find an edge. His edge is experience, even if Kimi might be a tenth or two quicker. And he's got to find that. He's got to use that to his advantage. And I hope he does this weekend, because mentally, he is in a tough place. Not only is he just losing out to Kimi Antonelli on pure pace, he's now losing out from bad decisions in the Monaco Grand Prix from the stewards, because Formula One management set up their timing loop on the pit lane wrong, and he then ends up with 0 points because of it. It was just a catalogue of errors which cost George Russell an awful lot of points. So yeah, George Russell needs a result this weekend. Yeah, Motorsport 659, Ferrari, new front wing. Done some tweaks to the floor. Basically what they've done is they tried to refine the 11 upgrades they brought in Miami, which didn't really work. But a new front wing, an improved front wing, and tweaks to the floor. Maybe even tweaks to the suspension as well. But Ferrari have brought tweaks. Unfortunately, we can't see Lewis Hamilton in that car. We do see Leclerc up there, because right now Russell out in front on the medium tyre. Piastri P2, Leclerc P3, Lawson P4, Lindblad P5, Verstappen P6. Then we have Gasly. Obviously, he's going to be very, very happy out on track today after he's been reinstated for his podium. P3 in Monaco. Vesti. Ooh, Colton Herta in the Cadillac. Herta pushing really hard in the Cadillac in his first it's not his first actually, but in his FP1 session. I mean, Herta's pushing. He wants to get some pace out of this Cadillac. I like that, though. He gets an opportunity in the Cadillac F1 car in FP1, and he wants to show them what he can do. Pushing, 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 Colton Herta. And that Cadillac is a handful to drive. It's not quick at the moment. They are doing a brilliant job. Cannot deny it. For Cadillac to be ahead of the Aston Martins is an amazing achievement in their first season in Formula One. But yeah, Colton Herta, I like to see it. He's pushing. Nearly lost it. He's on the ragged edge of that of that Cadillac. I like to see it. Get out there, push. Vesti 2.5 seconds behind Russell at the moment, running P8. But Vesti is the quickest of the rookies at the moment. Jim's got a theory. I see F1 engineer with a little theory. Wow. Jim says that the BYD guys are flying between Maranello and Bologna Airport. He thinks that BYD might be making a deal with Ferrari. I don't think it'll be for the ICE, but it might be for the battery side. He's predicting that, because I'm not sure the Ferrari battery, if the Ferrari battery can be improved. This is the big topic that's come up actually. Because if we're looking at the argument for the additional upgrade opportunities, Red Bull were shocked that they had the best internal combustion engine, the best power, but it doesn't factor in the battery, and that's what everyone's saying. Well, if the ICE part of the power unit for Red Bull is producing more power than anybody else, which shocked everybody, Well, what's going on with their battery? Obviously not quite as good. And it also tells us that Mercedes battery must be brilliant because the Mercedes is dominant. And the battery part of the power unit is not taken into consideration for the additional upgrade opportunities. And I wonder if teams are now thinking, hang on, we need to improve our batteries. And if Jim's right and BYD are talking to Ferrari, look, Ferrari are never not going to make their own ICE. It's a Ferrari. They build the engine and build the car around it, right? Like they're never going to give that part. But would they consider a different battery supplier? Maybe. Because the batteries are such a huge part. Next year, we are reducing the reliance on battery, going down to a 60-40 split. Like right now, it's a 50-50 split between the IC and the battery. But slowly starting to pull back on that. And by the end of this regulation cycle, by 2031, we'll be back with V8s and a minimal amount of battery. That's why we're loving Ben Sulayem right now. And don't forget, if you just found us, do subscribe to the channel. You're very welcome here. Daily live news, live watch-alongs for Grand Prix weekends. A brilliant community that's growing every single day. It means that you can just get involved in the chat. Because how our channel works is we report the news every single day, but because we're fully interactive and live, what we do is we discuss the news. And we can react to the news in a way that others can't. We can call BS if we think some of the news stories are BS. We can join up the dots. We can add our own flavour if we've got our own sources as well. And that's the beauty of having a Formula One community like this. We're able to discuss it together, try and bring some intelligent conversation to the news stories that come out daily. So yeah, do subscribe to the channel. You're very, very welcome here. And if you're watching right now as well, put a big thumbs up on it, if you wouldn't mind. And if you are enjoying it, big thumbs up on the stream, because that tells YouTube that, hey, we're doing a good job. And that's what we need to help build the channel. So if you are enjoying it, smash a big thumbs up on it. James Vowles talking about the Williams. He thinks that they're going to be knocking on the door of points this weekend. Rod F1 fan says Christian Horner was pushing for 64-36 before he was sacked. Yeah, he was. Christian Horner, actually, before he was sacked, even back in, I'd say 23, when all the new regulation cycle was being discussed, Horner was very vocal and said 50-50 is too much. It's not going to work. He said a lot of things which came to pass, actually. He said the 50-50 between the battery and the IC was too much. He said there's going to be other issues regarding power deployment. He was anti it. And Max Verstappen's been the same. He did call out a load of the problems that we've seen for 2026. Yes, Lido stuff. Welcome to the chat. Sam C's in there as well. Sam Samati. Yes, he's in the house. Russell Leclerc's mental health is through the roof. I think Russell, right, I know I give Russell a hard time sometimes, but I think Russell's coming back this weekend fighting. I think we're going to see a reaction. It should have come quicker, but I think Russell is going to come out fighting this weekend. I'd like it for the championship. I'd like Russell to get a win this weekend. I'd like him to create a closer race between the Mercedes drivers. I'd really like Hamilton to keep in touching distance of Kimi Antonelli as well. It'd be nice for Ferrari to chase down Kimi Antonelli. It'd be nice for Ferrari to be in the fight. And Red Bull. Look, all the top teams, I want them to be fighting at the top. It makes it good for the fan experience. I don't want it to just be a walkover. None of us really, truly want that, do we? Aren't they talking about getting to solid state batteries, Harry? I know we were talking about battery technology. Honda were talking about the development of their solid state batteries. Irene says, I live in Australia, but I got to bed. But I got to go to bed. I'm knackered. I love the channel. I got the F1 TV app from watching your channel. Only downside, we can't watch racing live in Australia. Oh, well, listen. Hopefully we can make the experience good for you with some decent commentary, some live track data, and we'll try and make it as fun as we can, even if you've not got the pictures. But thank you. Thank you, Arlene. So glad you're with us. Brilliant. Yeah, Ivor Greenplant says, no excuses for Woody and Charles. They get an extra hour in the car. Yeah, they do. They do get an extra hour in the car. George needs that extra hour more than Kimi right now. But yeah, that extra hour is going to matter. Or Loco, it's 12:51. I love you know what I love about our community? People all over the globe. And we managed to create this little space at F1 Grandstand where we can all just come together, even if it's for an hour a day, where we can share our thoughts on the Formula 1 news, support the sport and our love for the sport. It's just, honestly, we just went past 15,000 subscribers this week. And let me just check what we're on now. So we're now on 15,410 subscribers. I mean, it's crazy, isn't it? And it's just such an amazing thing that we can create this space where we can all come together and enjoy the sport and have some fun while we're doing it. Right now, the fun we're having right now in this session is this is fastest lap predictions to 3 decimal places. I keep saying it, but no one's ever got it right. Nobody's predicted the fastest lap in a session to 3 decimal places. Could you be the first? If you think you can, get your prediction in now. Fastest lap, 3 decimal places. You don't even have to name the driver, just the time. Fastest lap, 3 decimal places. And also, for a bit of fun, who's next in the wall? Who's going to put their car in the wall? Isn't it going to be one of the rookies? My prediction was Aaron. But you can put your predictions in. Some of you say Bearman. Some of you say Colapinto. But get your predictions in. And do get your likes in as well if you're enjoying it. It really makes a big difference. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, here's what you need to know. Oh, he says, trying to pull it up. Join our grid, hit like, subscribe, get in the chat. Live every night, 7:30 GMT. And obviously race weekend watch-alongs. That's what we've got right now. I have got subtitles, Gemma. There should be closed captions on right now. Gemma, queen of the chat. I've got it turned. We've done something a bit different today. I've slowed the latency down in order for the closed captions to work. Oh, I've not got them on. What? I can't change the setting. I thought, No, I've not got them switched on. I'm so sorry, guys. I've made an error and I can't switch it now. I promise you for the next session, closed caption, the captions will be on. So if you need to watch it and you can still see what we're talking about, I made an error when I set up the stream. So sorry. If you were relying on those captions, I promise you for any of the sessions that follow and for the live news, closed captions and captions will be a feature moving forward for the live streams. I promise you. Sorry about that, Gemma. Made an error on that. I can't turn them on now. It was when I set up the streams. I can't change it. So right now we've got 35 minutes left of the session. Let me give you a full rundown. Russell, currently fastest with a 1:17.353. Then we've got Piastri, then Leclerc, then Lawson, Lindblad, Verstappen, Vesti, Aaron, Sainz, Gasly, Colapinto, Bortoletto, Bottas, Ocon, Behrman, I can't remember, Beganovic, thank you. I just make sure I say it right. Beganovic in the Ferrari, Alonso, Stroll, Herta in the Cadillac, Iwasa, and then we've got Browning. And how do I say his name? Fortolino? Yeah, he's a great driver. McLaren's reserve. How do I say his name? Fellini. Ah. Fellaini. Great driver, though. In the McLaren. George in the wall, Rod F1 fan. So, Orlocki's gone 1:12.135 as the fastest lap prediction for this session. Yeah, Ido Stuff says, would you be happy if Gasly got the podium? Hell yeah. Definitely. I think it's great for the sport when we see the midfield runners. And yes, Alpine have been super impressive this season to go from a P10 team to a P5 team. But yeah, I think it's great for the fans and great for the sport when we get sometimes the midfield teams just out, just getting a bit of luck and ended up on the podium. It's good for the sport. For Fornaroli, that's how you say it. Yeah, thanks Vimesh. Fornaroli. Your rookie in the McLaren. Oh, who's talking about pizza? Gemma's talking about pizza in chat. Oh my gosh. Should have got a pizza delivered. I love a pizza. I'm absolutely Hank Marvin. Oh, Motor's going with Vesti in the wall. Looking at the way Herta was driving that Cadillac when he first got in it, I think Colton Herta is a good shout. Put it in the wall. Aaron's in the Audi, P7 at the moment. Look, the rookies are doing well at the moment. Aaron, not far off Verstappen's time. Aaron is on the soft, so. Gojo says, where's Hamilton? He's not in FP1. The rookie Beganovic is driving Hamilton's Ferrari this FP1. Yeah, it's one of those times of the year where a lot of teams are fielding rookies, as they are obliged to do. Every Formula One team is obliged to field 2 rookies per driver per season. So Ferrari, Beganovic is driving Hamilton's car. Yeah, Motor 659 says the caddy is too slow to be in the wall. Yes, Orloco, Red Bull will go on softs next. Yeah, we'll get them on the softs. I mean, FP1, we don't normally see too many super hot quali laps. I mean, Beganovic is pushing, actually. He's definitely pushing. Go. Kimi's also a rookie. Not officially. Kimi Antonelli did his rookie season last year. I guess you'd call him a sophomore, wouldn't you? He's a junior. He's a learner driver. Right? That's what I would call him. I'd say Kimi's not a rookie, but he's still a learner driver. First 3 seasons. Anyone in the first 3 seasons in F1, to me, is still a learner driver. Although, he is bloody quick. Yeah, Max is out on the softs. Shepherd showing off. He makes his own pizza. We need to get a get-together at Shepherd's house. You're one of those posh people with a What they called? What, those wood-fired pizza ovens in the back garden? Brilliant. I hope you are. I love those. Yes, Shepherd. Make your own pizza, god damn it. Arish Baba. Yes, I see you, buddy. You're in the house. Great time to join us. 29 minutes left of FP1. Been pretty uneventful, if I'm honest. Rookies going around quite nicely. No one's really had an off. Colton Herter in the Cadillac nearly had a big off, but recovered well. But everyone's been quite civilised in this FP1 session, this Barcelona Grand Prix FP1 session. Verstappen looks like he's on a quick lap now. As you can see, if you're watching my screen right now, you can see all the data. Look at Max Verstappen, P7. Look at his sector 1 time. It's broken down into mini sectors. All of those green mini sectors means it's personal best for Verstappen. The purple mini sectors mean that it's Verstappen. He has gone fastest of all. So when you see those those mini sectors going purple and green, you know that driver's on for a quicker lap. Yeah. Arish says Bogdanovic doesn't have the pace as Hamilton's replacement. Well, no. Oh, Bortoletto's had an off. He's in the gravel. Turn 6. Didn't hit the wall. Just had a little off. A little excursion. Brownie made it to pit lane. I have a green plan. What does scratch taste like? Hilaire. You know what? I like to make a pizza from scratch. When I made one, I've made a couple in my time. Yeah, Gabriel Bortoletto's out struggling with the grip at the rear of the Audi, but Paul Aaron's out there, P8 at the moment. Obviously, Bortoletto on the medium tyre. Let's see. I think Bortoletto's not going to want to see Aaron put a faster time in Hulkenberg's Audi. He's probably going to want to, show that he's quick. So Aaron's not doing a bad job. He's 1.2 seconds behind the benchmark of Verstappen at the moment. He's the quickest of all the rookies, and he'll be pleased with that. And he's the quickest of all the rookies in an Audi. Vesti in the Mercedes, 0.2 slower than Aaron. Credit where it's due. I like Aaron. Good driver. Lewis will be back for FP2 if you're missing all your favourite drivers. Lewis will back. All your favourite drivers will be back. All the rookies will be out the car for FP2. Unfortunately for me, I'm not around for FP2. I've got to go to work. But I will be back for our live Formula 1 news show tonight, where I'll be rounding up FP2, rounding up today's Formula 1 news stories, talking about the Pierre Gasly being reinstated for his podium, Monaco Grand Prix, and the knock-on and the knock-on effect actually of that, plus other news. We've got a lot to come still today. Loads more content for you coming later today. 7:30 GMT, F1 News. You don't want to miss it. Do subscribe to the channel. If you just found us, just joined us, you're in the right place if you're a Formula 1 fan. Oh, by the way, if you have just joined us, this is the game we're playing right now. We're playing live chat predictions in the live chat. See if you can predict the fastest lap of this session only, to the nearest 3 decimal places. Fastest lap of the session to 3 decimal places. And we also play a little next in the wall. Barcelona, there's a lot of runoff areas, gravel traps, so anyone who just puts the car out, basically. But do get your predictions in. See if you can do it. I mean, it's so hard to predict the fastest lap to 3 decimal places. No one's actually got it right. We've been close. We've been very close, but no one's nailed it yet. Yeah, Ivor Greenplant. It's not me. It's not my session. The reason why it's the data coming from F1. They always seem to do this. We don't get the colours until later on in the weekend. I don't know why. It happened in Monaco as well. That data will come through, though. I promise you. It's just we're stuck with it for this session. We're stuck with the white just for this session only. Russell going to push now. Russell up there with a 116.3. I predicted what, a 114? I thought we'd be in the 114s for this session. Fastest lap in the race last year with the 115 by Piastri. Qualifying though, qualifying pace was in the 111s in 2025. Vermesh is in with a 116.218. Lita's in with a 113.145. In this session, I don't know. Yeah, it's ambitious. I think my 114 is pretty ambitious. Idu says, do you remember when people were talking about Vettel coming back? Yeah, but Vettel's well and truly retired from Formula One. Great driver, though. Were many of you Vettel fans? I mean, I think it was shame he went to Ferrari because, you know, Vettel going to Ferrari, Alonso going to Ferrari. Ferrari have a habit of buying in world champions and then not giving them the car able to be world champion in a Ferrari. It's been a long, long time. A long time. Rod Fanson, Georgia beat my time by half a second. Old guy chat, are you pretty close? What did you put in? I'm going to try and find old guy chat's prediction. It's actually quite... I wish I could just search. Oh, yeah. Old guy chat with the 114.98. I'm in the 114s as well. My prediction was a 114.7. Did I write it down? Oh, I didn't write it down. 114.756. Right. And Aaron in the wall. I don't think we're going to get anyone in the wall, to be honest. I think it's there's so much runoff area. We might get someone put it out, stuck like beached in the gravel, but yeah, for me, Scott, nobody. No, I don't think anyone's going in the wall this session. Yeah, sure. Nice to see you. Fastest lap prediction, Charles, with a 113.995. It's so difficult to do. If you're watching for the first time, you might be the person to nail it. 3 decimal places. It's really not easy to do. Fastest lap prediction in this session to 3 decimal places. All has gone with the 112. There's no way we're getting in the 112s. Or a low key. Can't be. It's got to be in the... We'll be lucky to get in the 114s at this rate. Fastest lap of the race last season in 25 was Oscar Piastri in the 115s. But get your guesses in. Darrell Hamilton, the 114.985. Except Hamilton's not in FP1. It's Boganovic today. With running the rookies, aren't they, for this session? Maybe FP2, though, Darrell. Maybe FP2. So Ivor's gone Leclerc first accident. Blame the brakes is my prediction. Max quickest with a 115.567. Well, right now, I think, yeah, it's got to be in the 115s. That's got to be the most ambitious. we can go for this session, surely. XT Bum, yeah, in the house with a sorry, brain's gone. XT Bum, welcome to the community. I see you. Jan Chris, welcome to the community. I see you as well. A 111.760, not a million years. Not in a million years, Jan Chris. If we get in the 115s, I'll be surprised in this session. Yeah, but welcome to the community, Jan Chris. Ems is in the house. I just want to make sure I'm shouting out all the new people who have joined us. Aries65 in the house as well. Welcome. I love seeing the new names in the chat. If you are brand new and you're watching, do get in the chat and say hello. Just tell us where you're watching from. Morse in the house as well. I see you. Leclerc, 115.429. Now I think we're getting closer to a good prediction. I think a 115.429 could be close. Yeah, I agree for me, Scott. George, he wants to be quickest probably every session. I would want that as well. Oh, Oroloco, you're just saying before we get to qualifying. Russell in the pits now. 20 minutes left of the session. Yeah, the likes are working. Smash them likes, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see how far and wide we can get this stream out through the YouTube ecosystem. Yeah, honestly, it does make such a huge difference. Every news show, every live stream, if you're enjoying it and you're watching, that little thumbs up, it takes you a second to do, but honestly, it makes such a huge difference to the channel and how we grow the community. So if you are enjoying it, yeah, jump on board with that. I think YouTube has this thing where if you get 100 likes, I think that's like a benchmark where it goes, oh, right, we recognize 100 likes. It means something. It pushes it out. Yes, Clegg Paul, I see you in the house with a 116 dead. Brilliant. Mingze, hello. Nice to see you, Mingze. I see you. I see you in the chat. Brilliant. New faces, new names, more predictions. Get them in. One of you might get it right. No, rookies are not allowed in any other session apart from FP1. They can take, I think well, they are allowed, but they don't do it. Because I remember Fernando Alonso, when he got injured and he couldn't take part in FP2 last season, and they let was it Drugovic drive. So they're allowed to. Basically, the way it works is the teams can put anyone they want, I think, in the car in free practice, but obviously the teams are obliged to deliver like a pathway for young rookies. So every single team is obliged every season to field 2 rookies in FP1 per driver per year. They can do more, but they don't want to, obviously, because they need to have their driver who's actually competing in the race to have that seat time. And so, yeah, so that's how it works. But can a rookie step in? Yeah. Provided they got the... I think, but they would need to have the super license points. But FP1 allows them to get those super license points, if that makes sense. Aries, like Brad Pitt, listen. That, first of all, you need some glasses, but that might be one of the best comments I've ever had. I don't, But thanks for saying it, bro. Thank you. I'll take it. Yes, Karim. Greetings from Vietnam. Yes, Grim. I love this. So many people from all parts of the world joining in. I love it. Yes, Grim. I see you, buddy. Welcome. Like Brad Pitt. My mates will wind me up about that. I don't think they'd agree. Was our boy in the house? Yeah, Hamilton's not in FP1. Bogdanovic is driving Hamilton's car because teams are fielding the rookies. So the rookies are getting a run out in FP1. There's like 6 rookies in this. And Bogdanovic is driving the Ferrari, Lewis Hamilton's Ferrari, in this session. So just 15 minutes left. What have we learned so far? Russell out in front. Piastri P2, Leclerc P3, Verstappen P4. Aaron in the Audi. That's brilliant. On the soft, up to P5. In front of the Racing Bulls. Remember at Monaco, though, the Audi was just brilliant in free practice and then didn't make it through to Q3. Bortoletto hit the wall in Q1, even though he did put a lap time good enough to go through to Q2. Unfortunately, he damaged the car, couldn't make it. But yeah, Nico Hulkenberg couldn't manage a Q3 performance in the Audi. Even though in practice it looked like they were nailed on for a Q3 performance. Anyway, why am I talking about it? Because Paul Aaron in the Audi is doing a bloody brilliant job. If we're looking at the rookies, Aaron's P5 and FP1 in the Audi, ahead of the Racing Bulls. Within a second of George Russell. In the Audi. It's a good performance, that, from the rookie. So far, 13 minutes left. Excellent. Excellent to be out in front of the Racing Bulls and the Alpine and the other Audi of Bortoletto, who's running P9. That actually is brilliant. Sainz, P10. Vesti in the Mercedes, P11. Ocon, P12. Gasly, P13. Funaroli, P14. Bortoletto, 15. Iwasa, 16. 17, Bogdanovic, 18, Behrman, 19, Alonso, 20, Lance Stroll. Much closer to Alonso. 2/10 behind him. Herta, 21. Browning, not put a time on yet. P22. In the Williams. But that is what we're looking at. Yes, Scooby. Like that. This is retro, right? Adidas Originals. Retro Adidas hoodies. One of my, yeah, I like it too. I've got a couple of retro Adidas hoodies. Motor 659 super chat. Have I missed one? Hang on. So sorry. Let me just make sure. Yes, super chat. Motor 659. When does the additional upgrade opportunity officially happen for the teams? Well, there's been some pushback, Motor 659, on the result of the findings from the FIA, which have set the Red Bull power unit as the benchmark. I think their findings are going to stand. I think it's going to stand. And what we believe is Mercedes get 1 token to upgrade their engine. Ferrari get 2. Audi get 2. Honda gets 2 plus more benefits. And when does it kick in? I think it's already a situation where it has kicked in. People are already starting to develop those power units, those power unit upgrades. The only problem everyone's got is how soon they can deliver those upgrades. As for Mercedes and Red Bull as who's got the better ICE, I don't think the FIA are going to change their view that the Red Bull have the strongest internal combustion engine. It's just how long the teams who have got the additional upgrade opportunities or tokens, how soon they can implement them. They'll be allowed to implement them as soon as they've got them ready. It's just how quick the teams can get it ready. I mean, Honda, Adrian Newey's pushing them for an upgrade to the Honda power unit as soon as 6 weeks. Maybe Newey knows something I don't. If you're Honda, you've already been developing your power unit, surely trying to work out a way to bring extra power as quickly as possible. So yeah, Newey wants those upgrade tokens to have been executed by Honda, or at least, well, the first one by Spa. So that's really it. I don't think the FIA are going to change their decision, if that's what you're asking, regarding their decision that Red Bull are the benchmark power unit. It shocked everybody. But it also highlights a big problem with the additional upgrade opportunities. Because the ideal with the ADUO is for teams who are behind to catch up. But what if the problem is not the ICE, as we've seen here, that the battery is also the problem? There is no additional upgrade opportunity mechanism in place to improve the batteries. Yeah, Mercedes are getting a motor upgrade, Joel. They're not the best power unit on the grid. 3 Fords in the top 10 again. That's true. Verstappen, Lawson, Lindblad. Yeah, I mean, the Red Bull Ford power unit is brilliant. I think they can improve their battery tech. Yeah, out Motor 659 said Audi must be developing in that direction. Audi, I think, are going to have, well, they're going to have an upgrade opportunity for their engine. And Audi, the might of Audi, the expertise of Audi, the determination of Audi only means one thing for me. That by the end of this season, Audi are going to be really, I would say, a Q3 performer anyway. Top 10, regularly scoring points. And they have done it a couple of times this season. You know, I think Audi are strong. And right now, look, Funaroli has just picked Aaron as the quickest rookie in this session. Funaroli in the McLaren goes P5. That's a good drive for him. 8.5 tenths behind Russell at the moment. Piastri's quickest time with the 1:16.5. Funaroli is a 1:17.2. So about 7 tenths slower than Piastri. Aaron's still the standout for me, though, to be quicker than Bortoleto. Bortoletto's going to want to put a banker in, right? He's going to want to put a lap time in that's solid, that's quicker than Paul Aaron. I should imagine that's what he needs to do. Otherwise, Paul Aaron's going to get a lot of plaudits here, because Bortoleto, the superstar that he was in F3 and F2, won F3 at the first time of asking, won F2 at the first time of asking. Solid in F1, but he's not had his moment yet, has he? These rookies, or learner drivers as they call them in the first 3 years, they need that moment where everyone goes, oh, and then you need a few of them. And I think Bortoleto needs one of those. Well, F1 engineer, the RB teams shouldn't be sharing information between themselves, but of course they do, because the power unit as a customer team means that they're collecting data on Racing Bull's power unit anyway. But of course, they're all talking behind the bike sheds anyway. And don't get me started on AB teams. They just shouldn't be doing it. They shouldn't be doing AB teams in Formula One. And I'm glad Ben Sulayem agrees with me on this. It's only a matter of time before Racing Bulls is sold to someone else, probably Ford. They rebrand it as a Ford team, Works team. They're already sharing a power unit anyway, but it does give an extra degree of separation between the teams. They will not be able to just take Ford staff willy-nilly just because they've sacked, their team principal, and just take a team principal from Racing Bulls in an instant with no gardening leave, with no financial penalties. Like McLaren have taken Jean-Pierre Lambiase from Red Bull, but he's got a contract. He can't come to McLaren until 2028. Red Bull's free movement of staff between them and Racing Bulls is bloody outrageous. Shouldn't be allowed. But what I'm going to say is Ben Slayham, FIA president, on our team with this. He wants to limit all of this as well. He doesn't want AB teams of any description, and we are moving towards that. So well done, Ben Slayham. Not only is he moving us back to V8s, but he's also moving us away from AB teams. Totally got in the way of Mercedes' deal of Alpine as well. Basically saying we don't want it. We don't want Mercedes having 24% of Alpine. We're moving away from it. Well done, Ben Slayham. On our side with a few things, actually. Joel says if Toto taps into ADUO with their base advantage, yeah, Scuderia Ferrari and the rest of the pack will never have championships. Well, we'll see, because he's got one token. So improvements are incoming for that power unit. And it's not just Mercedes, is it? It's McLaren we've got to worry about, because McLaren seem to be able to improve their car mid-season and have form for building a championship winning car, 24, 25, even with Mercedes power unit. So McLaren get the benefit, Alpine get the benefit, Williams get the benefit. But let's be honest, no one's worried about Williams. Are we? And I'd love to be worried about Williams, because it hurts me to see Williams at the back. I remember Red 5 on Nigel Mansell's car, the Williams of Mansell, Prost, Senna. Oh, bring back those glory. Hill, Villeneuve. It pains me to see Williams at the back. Williams was the team I supported as a kid when I first discovered Formula One. So yeah, but I'm not worried about Williams today. No B teams, Russ Palmer. 100% agree with you there, my friend. 100% agree with you. Old guy chat's been talking on BY. I talked about BYD. Shepard says Audi, Volkswagen Group, Porsche, Lamborghini, Audi, Video, Skoda, Seat. Huge. Yeah, I mean, Audi have just got, they've just got so many, they can tap in, even though they're not supposed to, but they can just tap into so much expertise. Bortoletto, though, still not managing to put a time quicker than Paul Aarons. He's having real problems, Bortoletto, here at Barcelona. Car's running wide. Then he's got rear-end grip problems. Paul Aaron didn't in Hulkenberg's car. Paul Aaron, almost a second quicker than Bortoletto. Well done, Paul Aaron. If you're a Paul Aaron fan, this is a great session for him. Bogdanovic managing P8 in Lewis's Ferrari, but a second down on his teammate, Leclerc. So really, top three rookies are Fornaroli, Aaron, Bogdanovic. Aaron's standout, though. Aaron in the Audi is only a tenth slower than Fornaroli in the McLaren. I mean, you got to factor that in. One's in a McLaren, one's in an Audi. A tenth between them. Aaron, brilliant. Iwasa down P15 in the Red Bull. Vesti not really getting it together in the Mercedes in Kimi's car. 2 seconds down on the pace. And Browning, no time in the Williams. He's in the pits. Problem with his car. Yeah, I don't know exactly what the problems are with the Williams right now for Browning. Did they fake a problem just to bring him in because they didn't want to have a rookie in their car? I don't know. Browning's a decent driver. I don't think they did that. But I suppose that would be an option for a team. If you don't want your rookie driving your car, you could put him out in the car in free practice 1 and then bring him in after a few laps, put the car in the garage and say, we've got a problem. There's a problem. You could do that. Would they do that? Would Vowles do that? Why would he do it? Stuff. Your team Antonelli or Russell? Great question. It's hard to look past Kimi Antonelli. He gets you excited, doesn't he? Gets me excited anyway for this season. Yeah, Brownie's car died on the pit lane. Yeah, he didn't even get pulled out, did he? And that's what I mean. I'm always a little sceptical. Could that have been that James Vowles didn't want Browning out driving Sainz's car? Or Carlos Sainz has gone, nerf it. Turn it off. But fulfill your obligation of fielding a rookie. I don't know. I'm always a little skeptical. Joel says Stella's no joke, but Silver Ray Lee, Red Bull's team principal, might be something special, especially in time of development like this. They seem to be able to get more power to their car. You know what, Joel? You know what I'm always fascinated by with Red Bull? Out of any team on the grid, Red Bull seem to be able to develop a car quicker. Look at Max Verstappen in 25. It looked like he had no hope to start the season. Then they bring that new floor. That new floor was a Horner upgrade. But after that, they kept on bringing improvements to the car, which gave Max Verstappen a fighting chance to compete for the World Driver Championship. Red Bull are great at working quickly and bringing upgrades. McLaren, pretty good at it too. Ferrari, on the other hand, do not have form for being quick with their upgrades that work. We saw them bring 11 upgrades in Miami and none of them bloody worked. There was zero impact on the car. That's where Ferrari need to improve. They need to improve how quickly they can take their platform forward. That's a Fred job. That's an engineer job. That's a team issue, but they need to solve it. I know Hamilton has been banging on about it for ages since he joined the team. He said, I can see Ferrari's problem. The speed in which we get an upgrade is a problem. We don't get them quick enough. Are they good enough as well? Ferrari just do not have form of being able to take a car forward quickly and effectively. Hopefully that's changed for 2026. But it's just not good. Not good enough. And Ferrari need to do that this season if they really want to challenge for race wins. Because McLaren are going to bring upgrades that are going to work. Red Bull will bring upgrades that work. Mercedes, with this out of the blue additional upgrade opportunity they have for their power unit, which everybody believed is the best one on the grid, they're getting an upgrade. Like, Ferrari need to really show a huge improvement in how they do this. And today they brought, and this weekend, they have brought a new front wing. They are trying to make those 11 upgrades, trying to finesse those 11 upgrades that they had brought in Miami and make them work better. Will they though? I don't know. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing Hamilton in the car a little later, and I'm really looking forward to qualifying. But I don't know. That's where I think is the biggest weakness in what Ferrari bring to the table right now. Yeah, Rod F1 fan. A Cosworth involved. Not directly, not under the brand name Cosworth, but I can tell you that Christian Horner, when he put together Red Bull powertrains, did take some good engineers from Cosworth. He also took some great engineers from Mercedes, high performance powertrains as well. And obviously you got the Ford people as well. So yes, when Horner were put together Red Bull powertrains, some key Cosworth people ended up over at Red Bull powertrains. So not directly Cosworth, but indirectly some of their staff. Absolutely. Yes, Flatlander. And that's it. Let me do a quick rundown. Russell, fastest in FP1. Piastri, second fastest. Leclerc, third fastest. Verstappen, then Forlone. I'm always going to say his name wrong. Forloni, for McLaren. Aaron in the Audi P6, then Lawson, then Boganovic in the Ferrari P8. Lindblad, Colapinto, Behrman, Bortoletto, Sainz, Iwasa, Vesti, Ocon, Gasly, Bortoletto, Alonso, Stroll, Herta, and Browning. take away from this what you want. But my takeaway from this session is Paul Aaron. That's a brilliant performance from Paul Aaron in the Audi. Faster than Bortoletto, a 10th off Forlini in the McLaren. Paul Aaron, great performance, brilliant stuff. So, just so you know, before you go, I want to give you a reminder of our schedule. I'll be back tonight with Formula 1 news at 7:30 GMT. We'll be talking about the Pierre Gasly podium that he's been given back for Monaco, talking about any breaking news, talking about FP2. I'm not here for the live watch-alongs for FP2, but I'm back for the Formula 1 news at 7:30 GMT. Make sure you're tuning in. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe right now, and I'll see you tonight. And smash a like on the video before you go. I'm going to see you all tonight. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you later.